Change is to make or become different, and it came for the United States in the form of World War II and switch from a welfare state to a warfare state. To make this dramatic shift, the United States used many types of propaganda to encourage more Americans to contribute to the war effort, to get factory laborers to work faster, and to get women and minorities included in the workforce and therefore increase production. This led to a great migration and gave women and African Americans better job opportunities and a public voice that they had lacked. In addition, this changed the way people viewed jobs. Many jobs that had been deemed white men jobs became more inclusive of others and therefore led to a decrease in the amount of job discrimination in the 1940s to 1960s.
America would never be the same. America would never be the same.
However, tensions over the issue of segregation increased, especially due to the Supreme Court's ruling in the case Brown v. Board of Education. This case was a major turning point because it led to the order for all schools to be desegregated immediately. While many school districts resisted, Central High School in Arkansas complied, and 9 black students were accepted to attend and became known as the Little Rock Nine. These students faced a lot of discrimination and many threats. Later, this event became known as the Little Rock Crisis and was a major turning point for the rising African American civil rights movement and provided them with a strong foundation for further pushes for rights in the 1960s. After the bombings of Pearl Harbor, many people grew suspicious of the Japanese and believed that Japanese spies in the United States were planning another attack on U.S. soil. This therefore led to the creation of Japanese internment camps in Executive Order 9066, which justified the Japanese internment in order to protect American citizens from potential Japanese threats. In addition, with the end of World War II and Japanese internment camps came the rise of the Second Red Scare, as many people feared the rising power of the Soviet Union and the spread of communism at home and abroad. With the end of World War II came the rise of the baby boomers and suburbanization, as many families moved away from the cities and African Americans who had migrated to the cities for work during the war. In addition, with the end of the war, many women and African Americans lost their jobs to returning soldiers, and women entered into an era of a return to domesticity and rise of housewife ideals. Both minorities lost most of the influence and voice that they had gained during the war. This therefore helped fuel the rise of the civil rights movement in the early 1960s. Along with the rise of suburbanization came the rise of a new consumer culture fueled by the ability to buy on credit, the decrease in price for many products, and the increase in new technologies such as TVs. In addition, many baby boomers were influenced by the rise of the Beat Generation, which was a group of authors, writers, etc., who avoided mainstream media and trends and encouraged individuality through books, poems, and other forms of writing. The Beat Generation was also known for their experimentation with drugs and new and different ideals. This led to the rise of counterculture and new ways of thinking while avoiding following the crowd and mainstream ideals. With the beginning and ending of the Second World War came many new changes and new ways of thinking. However, the United States didn't stay peaceful for long and soon entered into the Cold War and space race against the Soviet Union in order to contain the spread of communism and promote capitalism at home and abroad.